Welcome back to Sail Enjoy. Last time, in getting to Lagos, you go through a cape that is called Cape of Piedade, and they have like several cliffs. It's very, very beautiful. So. The weather has totally changed. It was pretty cold up there in Porto and Cascais and up in the north, and here in the south, already going towards Gibraltar, it's so much warmer. So now we're feeling the summer vibes here, and we're having a good time with it. And we thought there was not going to be any wind for us to sail to Portimão. Not very far, as I mentioned, but we were able to put our Jenniker up and sail along here the coast to get to Portimão, which is located right there. And the wind is shifting a little bit here as we're getting to port, but we're gonna try to sail all the way in so we can anchor right there at Portimão. So pretty day today out. We're gonna anchor now and explore the city a little bit before we set sail tomorrow morning, which is gonna be probably a 10-hour sail to our next destination. And some people ask us, what is your favorite place in the boat? Well, I think we have many, but during the sunset time, our favorite place in the boat is this one because it's so relaxing. It's not cold or hot or anything like that, and we get to see the sunset from here. And we had just left Portimão. We didn't get to see much of the city over there in Portimão, but we did get to go to the Catalan and buy some stand-up paddles that we needed. And we're going to this place here that seems to be pretty nice, called Benagil, which is about 6 nautical miles from here, and it puts, moves us forward a little bit more. We're gonna stop there for a little bit, and then we'll go to Albufeira to spend the night before we continue our trip on. And this is Benagil that I was telling you guys about. Unbelievable. We went over there like for a dinghy ride, and we were amazed. Probably one of the most beautiful places I have ever been in my life. Really, really beautiful. So if you are in the coast of Portugal, don't miss out. Stop here. Have a look because it's so beautiful. So you're ready for us to go to the next destination? Did you like Benagil? And we are leaving here Culatra in olhamos sentido, I'm sorry, speaking Portuguese, English, all the same here. But we're going towards Guadiana, which is the last port in Portugal before we get to Spain. Why are we doing this? Again, I think I have mentioned to you guys, but what we're doing is we're trying to do day sales here because there's a lot of ORCA attacks that have been registered in this coast all the way to Gibraltar, and we don't want to go out in the sea more than 12 nautical miles where all of the attacks have been registered. So we've been doing like very minimal day sailing, about 5 hours a day, 30 miles a day, and slowly we progress towards Gibraltar. So we're excited to have another motor sail today because there's not a lot of wind, but at least there's not a lot of waves as well. So it's just gonna be like enjoying the day out and getting to a new port and progressing towards Gibraltar.
Exato, vai ser passeio.
And just like that, we left Portugal and we're entering Spain. And every time that we leave one country and we get into the other country, we have to change our flags. And that's what we're gonna be doing right now. Today's, again, a smooth day of sailing. As you guys can see, we're moving along at 4 knots, winds at 7. I had the big sail up, but it didn't work very well because the angle of the wind is not pretty good for that sail right now. So we're just going with our Genoa and are cruising along at 4 knots. It's gonna take a little longer to get to our next destination in Spain. Yes, and there's no wind whatsoever today, but we decided to go anyway because there's no waves, nothing, and we can go very close to the coast, avoiding the whales. By the way, I don't know if you guys have heard about the killer whale attacks here in the Gulf of Cadiz all the way to Gibraltar. So that's something that a lot of sailors are avoiding, is to go right off the coast over 9 miles more or less. There's an exclusion zone that they have created in the coast of Spain that you cannot sail until I believe September now because of the so many attacks that have been reported. It has been over 150 damaged boats so far this year. So they're trying to minimize the interaction between the orcas and the boats that go to Gibraltar and come from Gibraltar. So we decided to go very close to the coast, do like day sails only, and we're trying to choose days that there's not a lot of wind, not a lot of waves, so we're 100% in control. Sorry, 100% in control, it's impossible to be because, I mean, the whales, that's their home, they can appear here at any time. So that's what we're doing. Now we're sailing all day long today to Cadiz, which is probably gonna be our last leg before we try to go all the way to Gibraltar. We may stop in Barbate just to cut the trip in half. Instead of doing like 16 hours, we may do like 7 hours and then 8 hours to Gibraltar, more or less, if we do that. But well, today's gonna be a motoring day. We're gonna enjoy the day, and we're gonna be moving towards Gibraltar.
ali. Oi!
And we are here right in the middle of our crossing, and we have received like several messages from the Spanish Coast Guard. There are 3 people on the water very close to us here, so we're on the lookout to see if we see anything. There's a big rescue operation happening here. This happened last night, so they're hoping to find the people, so we're here on the lookout to see if we find anything. So there are like several ships around trying this rescue mission to this fishermen that they have hauled in the water. So let's see if we see anything on the water.
As coisas estranhas ali. Tem tipo isopor. Eu vou tudo mais assim, tá? Isso são umas coisas que sobem e afundam. Tem um isopor. Ai, perdi agora. Cadê?
Onde?
Lá na frente.
O que você achou na água?
Tem coisas na água ali, não dá pra ver ainda. Nossa. Espero que não sejam as pessoas, Gru.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. We are here in Cadiz, and we're gonna go to Gibraltar today. This one is the one that we're very tense about because of the ORCA attacks that we have heard from several boats. We had done a little research just this year. 150 boats have been attacked. I'm gonna go to channel 72 now because the guard post just sent a message saying that there is a boat in distress in front of us. They have been attacked by the orcas. So I'm gonna listen here what is going on.
If you follow our advice.
But that and much more we'll show you next week.